What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have another Market Watch video for you guys to enjoy. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about things that might just be somewhat some value for you, some things to just keep an eye out for future, and things that are just cooling off on the market. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So guys, if you want to help support the channel with no extra cost, please use the affiliate link down below. It costs you nothing to support the channel, and it's just a great way of doing it while you're checking out cards that you are always ready going to be paying for. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start off with Ryotaro Williams here, Mr. Williams. Started at 7s, now going under 7s, now slowly ticking down. At the end of the day, this is something you should be watching a little bit closely, just in case the X antibody stuff might be enough just to push the deck into competitive that we've been waiting for. But who knows? A lot of people are going to be testing, and there's going to be change-ups to the meta coming shortly with this main set. Again, as sets go on, it seems that they're trickling in support that we weren't really expecting. Like, we really weren't expecting Agumon X plus Tyrannomon X plus, well, Dark Tyrannomon X, and then followed by, you know, Metal Tyrannomon X, all just in this one set, which could lead for this deck to pop off. So again, one of these things is you should watch what they're predicting on what's coming next, because if they're telling you, hey, pick up the Dynamon stuff, make sure you do, especially if you want to max rarity flex a lot of these decks. You need to make sure you're ready. You know, $3.50, €4. But taking a look, let's even talk like Patamon limited foils. If we go for the limited foils for just strictly EX9, which we can, this is going to be vitally important for Digimon. Let's go versus monsters. Just taking a look here, we have Honey and Koshimi both being your more expensive ones, followed by, you know, Negamon, Soundbirdmon, Eyesmon, Scatter Mode. But again, all the LMM stuff is really under dollars, and, you know, Biomon being 3s, you know, Gabumon being like close to 6s, and the Garurumon being close to 6s. Just kind of shows you a perspective that all it takes is something good, and we could end up having what we have for Chain of Liberations LM sets. You know, a lot of, there's like a $28 card, $14 card. You know, future support does cause this to go up, so I do highly recommend getting some of your cards you need, because you never know. Again, these things can pop off very comfortably. Even taking a look, Patamon's at 86 cents, but if DM actually gets some way of flipping all their face down cards up, and then you have like this massive stack with a bunch of face up inheritables, oh my god, these stacks could be devastating to deal with. Now, Dynamon, all same thing, just be on the watch out for this. I know that the binder collection will come out before probably Dynamon gets its next wave of support. That is fine, but just watch closely, because again, anything can happen, especially with just main set supports that can just lead to being something good. You know, $7 to €8. Fang Longmon, Animal Coliseum EX05. This is a card you probably pick up now just because we do have Ruin Mode. This thing has a evolved form, and it will get support eventually, and that card will come out. And when they even just announce the whiff that that card is getting supported, this thing's going to get bought. So being like $5 range, make sure you just get your copies. Europe side, €9 to €11. Mother D Reapers are at $14.90. Now you do have €3 to €5 for Mother D Reaper for the champions. Oh, how the mighty has fallen after, you know, that pairing ban that really hurt Mother D Reaper being able to stop a lot of these aggressive decks, because again, Mother just walls up and goes like, okay, try to kill me. Like, I can at least block and kill off your dude if you're going to swing in. And with, you know, the walls of Mother D Reaper, aggression decks kind of fell to the wayside. But now that Mother D Reaper and Shoto is gone, that, you know, checklist basically grew into a super aggro format. Ryugumon, $30. I traded these away when they were 13s. I traded 2 alts to get myself 1 Machine Dramon alt. I'm like on the fence. I hate myself for it, but if it got me a card I really wanted and this was not built in a deck I was going to be playing, yeah, that's understandable. 9 to 10 euros. But again, this is what I mean. Like, Digimon could get this explosion where it's like 28s, $30 card, and all it takes is a good wave of level 7s for the deck. So, you know, Pyramidi, the same fate's going to be coming to Pyramidimon. So, being $12 now, if you guys want to be max raretying the deck, this is the time you pick up, because the moment we get Close's support, which is coming, and it's going to be coming in Beats EX10 with the Sinister Order, don't expect, you know, cheap. You know, 6 to 8 euros. Senorizamon alts are at $8.70. This is not going to hold long. Like, it's already to 12 to 13s. People are starting to buy these up to get ready for the next wave of support. So don't miss out if you really want to max rarity Pyramidi. 5 to 6 euros. You know, Guillemon X antibodies, Chain of Liberations are 12s to $14. I mean, look at that. This thing was quite expensive for a bit. Now it's kind of cooling off. Europe side 6 to 8 euros. Now Dorumon alts, God, this thing's been 35 for the longest time, but now we're starting to get back into the 24 range, which again, it's just finally just not seeing play, and it's not the main focal point for Machine Dramon anymore. And a lot of decks, even the X antibody Doru deck, kind of tossed out this card. You know, 22s to 25 euros. Yukos are at $2.90. If we're going to have, I'm going to be straight honest with you, there is no reason for buying pre-sales anymore. For if these sets or even boxes, to be honest with you, if you guys are not trying to crack anything, because these Tamers are filled in the brim, and look at them. There's support trying to mesh into a new deck, and with old support kind of techs, and it just leads into this weird spot where these things are dirt cheap. This thing's $3. You know, 4 to 5 euros. Zeed Millenniumon textures, someone came and cleared house, it looks like, not too long ago. Yeah, just today someone bought another copy at 129. Wow. But yeah, someone's excited for Zeed. And it shows 130 euros, 145 euros. Nokias, they're almost under $3. Why invest into that? This thing's, you're snagging these for dollars. Like, there's no reason for you to be paying full price at these things. Europe side, 5 euros, 6 euros. Yeah, these things will be dollars. Sayo, already $36, but nobody's buying. This is just a seller paying. This is not a human paying for it. Like, I'm sorry if anybody says, oh, you fell for it or you got hit, because again, we had the Greymon issue. If we go to War Greymon, this is, where is it? Okay, this thing was labeled as the secret, and we had this weird pricing. Let's just go all the way. Fine, screw you. Yeah, we had someone pay $30 for it. No one really paid $30 for it. It was basically a seller that bought it, then basically made it look like they sold for that price to make it so that they get a upcharge, right? Because it was labeled as a secret. You know, a lot of sellers will do that to try to, especially on release, just to say, look, the market is telling it is $30. Someone paid for it. So that means you must want this card at $30. No, this is a rare. It's not a secret, so it doesn't actually hold value. And again, this is like with Sayo too. A lot of these sets, you know, she's a waifu, but she's already 20 euros. We have her at 30s. Like, no, I'm sorry, but it's just not worth that much. You know, 36s No one's picking this up. This was strictly a seller trying to manipulate the market. And we already have so many verified sellers already undercutting each other. You'll just wait it out. On release, this thing will be cheap. Now, Europe side looking like 20 euros. Yeah, we already said this. Cool Boy Evolution Cups are down to 12s, which is basically where the normal Cool Boy was landing for 9s to 11s. Europe side, 8 to 9 euros. Now you have Digimon, $23 tanking, which is good to see. This promo has been stupidly expensive, up to $47. It's just not worth it. And again, it was just being splashed as a 2 of, if anything. It wasn't like a full play set. Europe side, 27 to 32 euros. Grace Novamon Rare Pull is starting to see some movement. Just earlier last... just last week, you know, they just being bought. People are willing to pay these prices, and it's not a bad card, especially if you guys want to be playing Galaxy. I think it's like a 2 of in the list again. Europe side, 19 to 25 euros. Erratas are at 16s tanking. I just wait it out at this point. There's no reason for me to be spending that kind of cash. Yeah, 15s is kind of acceptable. 23s to 30 euros. Invisimon, all the mighty, has fallen on this. Look at this thing. It's down to 15s, and I wouldn't be surprised if it falls down more. Europe side, 15 to 18s. But again, this is one of those cards you just watch like a hawk and buy up cards once they start announcing Invisimon support at level 7 or something like that, and boom, it just ends up being that pricey. Skull Knightmon, another card you should be watching closely, guys. I would hate for you guys to miss out on this. Make sure you get at least 2 copies, especially because if you're a Bogger player, you're going to want this. Nor are you if you are a Dark Knightmon player. Both of these cards serve a very vital role and niche into the deck, which will help it out. But at the end of the day, hopefully you get some great value from it. Europe side, 15 to 17 euros. And this is only because Sinister Order exists. And we have that for EX10. So just be ready for this thing to possibly climb. Analog Man, up to $2 to $5s. Holy cow. Man, that's crazy. And people were paying that. Wow. 11s to 34s. Raygumon. Like I said, look at this thing. This thing was at dollars and nobody wanted to touch it with 10-fold pull. And then once it got a reprint, well, not a reprint, just got the main cluster for being able to play the deck and a level 7 and a whole new line that just helps the deck synergize exactly how it needs to. It's not even funny. It's like a night and day. Europe side looking like 55 to 1 euro. Schumann alts up to 35s. I think I sold mine a little too early. I could have probably made more profit. Europe side looking like 12 to 22 euros. And Tyrannomon alts, you know, anything from EX9 for their alts. Make sure you get a couple copies just in case you want to play Mugen later. But again, it's up to you how you want to handle your money. Europe side, $4.45, 4 euros, I mean. You know, 4 euros 44 cents, plenty of that in stock. Mirai, this will come down eventually, just because we have reprint in March and you have access to Girl Power. Make sure you grab your copies. 40 euros, just how that goes. Imperial Dramon Fighter Model textures are down to 180. Just no one's really biting the bullet on these things. Someone is picking up occasionally, but not paying like 300 euros status. Apollomon Aces, just for the bases, at $6.60 going down. 2 euros, 4 euros. Shushumon promos are at, wow, $2.65. If you guys have it, just move it. 40 cents, 1 euro. Lunamon are at 15s right now. No one's buying it. I think 5s are acceptable for pre-release stamps. 5 and under for most of them. If anything moves on Marketplace, then yeah, change it up. No, don't be. See, 3 to 4 euros, which is the $5 range. Marine Bullmon 20s, don't pay that. Europe side looking like 3 to 4 euros, which I find more acceptable for release stamps. Definitely use, you know, Card Market for this. It's a great tool for you guys to look up. Sarasmon, Cressamon, or whatever her name is, 25s. Again, wouldn't be paying that. Europe side, 3 to 4 euros, which I would pay. Yao Quinlan, for the release stamps are at 15s. Wouldn't pay that price. 2 to 4 euros for her. Yao Quinlan winners. This card's gonna go up, guys. So this is one of those things you hold and wait until they're like 10 bucks and then offload it. Europe side, 1 euro, 2 euros, 50 cents. Well, under $1. Analog Youth alts, $19. This thing was at 12s earlier this week, but yeah, someone came along with some hype. I have no clue, but this is another card that if we get some more support for DMs and eventually flip or some sort of more generated engine than EXV5 can give, or even V1, you should probably see some increase in price with this card. Just make sure you get your copies. Europe side looking like 7 to 8 euros. Ariza promos at $48. No way I'm paying for this. Europe side 17 to 20 euros. Sinrilmon. This is another reason why I'm like saying make sure you get your copies, because even this $12 card has almost doubled to getting close to triple its prices. Yeah, I mean 16 euros and 70 cents, 17 euros. Medieval Gallantmon has gone down a little bit. We're down to 75s. It's been taking a hot while for this thing to drop this low, so good to see it. 54 to 62 euros. Omnimon Alter S's are down to 13s with a small bump. This is going to be hit or miss on what happens, right? 12 to 14 euros. Kaguya-mon basically at $9 to 10s. Europe side 10 to 11 euros. Machinedramon versus Royal Knight versus Monsters EX09 is $32, climbing up. Pick up the alts, they're at 32 as well, but at the end of the day, it's up to you how you want to handle it. Europe side 22 to 24 euros. But all in all, that is the Market Watch. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.